Hey everyone, just putting some comedy out here that I've been working on for a little while. It's really not going to be, it's really not organized. It's kind of going to be like a Quentin Tarantino, Mitch Hedberg production, but it's been a culmination of several several months of stuff that I've just said that's funny that a lot of people think, hey, that's really funny. And so what I'm doing is I've been writing this stuff down, and now I'm going to give it to you guys. So here goes, and enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, please get ready for your feature presentation. First thing I'd like to start off with is my age. I'm almost 30. I'll be 30 in a couple more months. But, at 30, I really don't consider myself to be old because I really don't feel it. I've often wondered at what age does the transition from young to old occur? And I really wonder, is it the same for everybody? Do you just wake up one morning with all the aches and pains that you normally have and say to yourself, wow, this hurts. Oh yeah, I'm 30. It's an initiate bitching phase. It kind of really has like a nocebo ring to it. But you do have those moments where you have to admit to yourself temporarily that you are in fact getting older. I used to have fun with the ladies in the pubs when they would try to guess my age. Normally they'd guess about like 10 years younger than what I really was. But when I was asked how old I really was, I'd say old enough to drink. But when pressed further, I would say that I could remember when Michael Jackson was actually black and not Liz Taylor, which worked fine for me until one night when a really drunk blonde girl was like, "Oh my god, you look so good for 50. But I do like to date women that are younger than me. My current girlfriend is 10 years younger than me. And I like that because we're on the same level and we get along really well with each other, which is like the first time ever in my life. Some people said they think it's wrong that me, an older guy, is dating a younger girl. But let's not forget that our ancestors married younger women and dated them as well. But that's kind of like the funny thing about our society. No one seems to mind when it's an older woman dating a younger guy. Oh, that's hot. That's sexy. And it was even a TV show for a little while. But do you guys remember that 20-something teacher that had sex with her high school student and didn't even spend any time in jail? Even the judge was like, "You're too pretty. You're too pretty to be in prison." And I can almost bet that Charlie Sheen somewhere was watching this on CNN going, "Lucky bastard." But then a couple of lines of coke made him forget what he said. So everything's good with the universe now. But it would have been like, but if that would have been a guy, like somebody like Brad Pitt or something like that, they'd have been like, draconian sentence. And so I guess what basically our society is telling us is that, oh, it's okay when a cougar's on the prowl, but not when a lion's on the Serengeti. Just saying. I really get asked all the time if I smoke or if I'm cool, and I can't imagine why people would ask me that. But no surprise to a lot of you that I used to smoke weed in college, but I quit one day. It was early in the morning at my buddy's apartment, and we were all hungry and also really, really high. So he generously offered to make us all breakfast, and we all agreed that biscuits and gravy would be awesome. So he comes out of the kitchen after 20 minutes with biscuits and pink-colored gravy. And we were like, what the hell is up with the pink-colored gravy? He's like, oh yeah, dude. I didn't have enough gravy mix to go around for all of us, so I filled in the rest with strawberry Kool-Aid. There's one born every minute, I swear. But one thing that I do love to do is I like going to the casino to gamble. The atmosphere is really, really alive in there, which is more than what I can really say about the majority of the people who go there. You see these old people going into the casino with a walker, a mixed drink in one hand, a cigarette in the other, an oxygen tank, barely able to move, going, "Help me into the door, Sonny, help me in." But if you go up to one of them and you say, "Hey, there's a hot machine over there that's paying out," this gray blur knocks you over, and you hear this voice say, "There better not be anyone on my machine or I'm gonna whip some ass." Another thing that I really love is the store Walmart. It has everything and it's everywhere, which kind of led me to wonder if Amsterdam has a Walmart. You walk into the Amsterdam Walmart. Welcome to Walmart. We're rolling back prices on weed and hookers daily. Which would be totally cool if they legalized weed in the U.S. Can you imagine Walmart selling weed? They'd be competing for the cheapest prices and piss off some drug lords in Colombia. Some guy sells a dime bag for $10, and Walmart turns around and sells them for like $9.50 or something like that. After a few hits, Walmart would open up a store in a drug lord's town, hire some of the local people as spies and mercenaries, and it'd be like, and they'd be going for it too, because it'd be like, where else could you sell drugs, have a 401k and health benefits? Oh wait, that's called Washington D.C., isn't it? But after a few years of Walmart selling weed, people would be refusing to sell it for the drug lords because Walmart's asset protection would have tanks and AR-15s. And they'd be like, no way, man. That's Walmart's turf, man. We're not messing with them. Besides, they have cheap weed and discounted tires. I can buy weed and feed a family of 5 on $50. But, oh yeah, another thing about weed. One time I was up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and like most people, and this commercial said, do you suffer from chronic joint pain? And I said, no, I use roach clips. Do you know why it's called a roach clip? Because potholder was already taken. I do love foreign languages. I try to learn as many as I can because for me, learning never stops. But I'm always floored when I hear people say, speak English or go back where you came from. And what gets me is it's usually people whose English isn't that good to begin with. This guy breaks down along the highway and sees the same Mexican that he was yelling at in the restaurant. Hey, Jesus, could you come over here and give me a push? I could be late to the welfare office to get me some money for squash. That's the guy who's yelling at the Mexican telling him to speak English or leave home. But what I do love about Spanish is I've classified Spanish into 2 different categories. There's 2 different types of Spanish in the world. There is classroom Spanish, and then we have restaurant Spanish. And classroom Spanish is the Spanish that you hear the guy on the Rosetta Stone CD saying, or if you turn on Telemundo, or if you turn on the radio and you hear the announcer on the Spanish commercials or stuff like that. He's on there going, El caballo está saltando, which means, the horse is tall. And it's like, where do you work that in the conversation at? You really can't work that in anywhere. Or he's up there saying, Después de Univision, los Simpsones. But that's classroom Spanish. It's really slow, very well spoken. But then there's the restaurant Spanish, which is how the majority of other people speak Spanish, which is like when you go into a restaurant and you sit and they go, Buenas tardes, amigo. How many in your party? Just me, and I need a to-go order. Okay, do you know what you want? Yeah, I'll take a number 14 to go. Number 14? Okay. Oye, my God, number 14. That's how the majority of Spanish is spoken. Not like the well-pronounced stuff. But that's it. Give me some feedback. Give me some links. Let me know how I did. First attempt. So here goes.